when you come into the room, after you've entered your name, you will see a screen that looks something like the one that you're viewing now. It may look just a smidge different. I may choose to move the pods. The pods are these little blocks around a little bit or add a pod, but it will look very similar to this. The menu at the top will be the same, and then the one that we want to pay attention to right now over here is the attendees. So you'll see your name here. Okay. So that's how you'll know you're in the room. So the first thing you'll want to do when you come in is we want to check our audio. Make sure that the audio is working. So if you come up to the microphone, and on the down arrow it says connect my audio. So as you click that, it will say, do I have permission? You can say yes, please. Now, while we are in class, I would appreciate it if you would leave your microphone muted, unless I'm asking you a question. So to mute your microphone, go up again to the microphone and click mute my microphone, and it'll have a little X in it. So after you mute your microphone, if you look over here on the attendees, you'll also see there is a mark, an X through your microphone. What that does is it helps alleviate any background noise, any feedback coming through. Okay? You can also mute your speakers. You don't need to mute your speakers, but you can. If we were in the room together, I'd probably ask you to mute your speakers because we would have multiple sounds coming through, but you don't have to. The next thing we might want to do is start our webcam. So we'll go up here and say start my webcam. And you'll notice that up here in the video pod, I showed up. Hi, everybody. And once you get in, it's working. If you start sharing, okay. So it'll show up, and what'll happen is we'll have a little Hollywood Squares action going on in this pod. So we'll be able to see everybody. Okay. So I'm going to turn that off for now. I don't need it on. But I will ask you to do that. So once we get started, what you'll see here is presentation. I might take you to a website. This will be the area where the content is being shared. All right? Over here, we've got the video pod, which is where we'll see everybody's faces. Who's in the room? So when there's other people here, there'll be a whole list of who's here. There will also be down here, there's a chat. You can send messages. As we're going through, you can put in questions if you need to. Comments, concerns, whatever. We'll go there. All right. Now, say you want to be recognized while I'm speaking or sharing. We can actually raise our hands within the classroom. So right here, you can raise your hand. Maybe I might ask you, okay, if you think the such and such, please click agree. So you'll come up and you can say agree. You can disagree. Maybe you have a phone call you need to take, or you need to go to the bathroom, or something of that nature. You can click step away, which means you just stepped away for a few minutes. If you need me to speak louder, you can click that. You need me to speak softer. Okay. Maybe you need to slow down. Maybe you just thought something was funny, or oh, that was good, I want to give that some applause. Okay, so there's a few things there. So say I ask a question, you want to raise your hand and be recognized. Okay, so if you see over here in the attendees pod, now there's a little person with their hand raised. Okay, so I can see that someone has their hand raised and they need my attention. Now then I can get rid of that, or you can also click on the hand raised icon again and it'll go away once I've answered your question, excuse me. Okay. Sorry about that. Clicked the wrong button. All right, so that's really basically how the Adobe Connect area works. I'm going to encourage you to come in a little early and make sure your sound is all working. There is a link on the Adobe Connect content page in Canvas that gives you links to testing your audio, testing your video, making sure everything works, right? Another thing that we can do here in Adobe Connect is I can break you out into groups where you're getting your own little room like this with people and talk about maybe a topic. We possibly use those. We can do discussions. So right now we're on the sharing screen. So this is where I'll be sharing a presentation or content or information. If we were going to have a discussion of some kind, it would change. There might be a poll. As you and your group are having a discussion and someone takes notes, okay, when we go back, I'm going to see if this works. The notes come back with it. Okay, there's a collaborative room. Okay, so here we can collaborate. Right, but for the most part, we can share files. Okay, we're going to be using this share screen. And don't worry, as we use it, our first night might be just a lot of getting familiar with the Adobe Connect environment and then talking about our next steps in the class. But again, you'll come in, you'll see who's here, you'll hook up your audio, and then mute your microphone, or test it and then mute it. Okay. You'll set up your webcam, get it going, and make sure all your sounds are adjusted and everything. And when we're ready to go, I'll come in and say hello. We'll have a test to make sure we can hear you and make sure everybody's connected, and then move forward. If you have any questions, though, please don't hesitate to ask. And if we're in Adobe Connect and you need something and maybe your sound's not working or something, don't forget we have the chat so you can shoot an instant message as well. All right. So here we go. Let's see how this works.